All right. Welcome. We are here, brothers and sisters. We are here at the money game. So black people can win and dominate. We're back. This is another episode in a brand new year of 2025. Got an exciting show for you today. This is episode number 13. And we're going to have a conversation, brothers and sisters. So sit back, relax, and let's have a conversation. We're going to have a talk about some things from my book here, The Money Game. So black people can win and dominate. You definitely want to get it. And what you want to do is you want to go to themoneygamebook.com. Go there, put in your name and email address. I'm going to give you some free gifts just for signing up. And then you have a link to buy the book from Amazon. Don't go directly to Amazon. Go to that link right there on your screen so we can be in contact with you, because we have some exciting things coming up, brothers and sisters. It's a brand new year, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about Donald Trump's presidency. What do we do? What did we do, Brother Daryl? What are we supposed to do? He's deporting people, and he changed DEI, and I'm watching the news and CNN and MSNBC, and it's just so bad for black people. It's so bad for gays. It's so bad for transgenders. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in the context of money and learning how to win and dominate. Also, we're going to talk about, why do the rich continue to get richer? At some point in time, you would think that they have enough money. So what's really going on up here? Whereas they're not hungry and they're acting like they're hungry. And those of us should be hungry. And we're talking about, I'm good, I'm full, right? So let's talk about money, why the rich get richer and get richer and get richer. I'll let you deal with the statistics and all the, like Donald Trump won. He won on common sense politics. Common sense. Not all this sophisticated stuff, because most people in general aren't sophisticated in their thinking. That's why we can be so easily led in the wrong direction. Then we're going to talk about, what does it actually take, Daryl? Okay, you wrote a book. I'm assuming you've spent enough time to contemplate it and think about it. And then through my life experiences of a stockbroker, a real estate investor, mentor, coach, trainer, sales, entrepreneurship, network marketing, you name it, right? I might know more than the average person about this thing called money, and particularly so how black people can win and dominate, brothers and sisters. So we're going to talk about those three things today. All right, then we're going to come in part two, of course. After the quick break, we're going to bring on the courage coach so he can help us further fine-tune our thinking. Because if you and I don't have what we desire in our hearts, it's because we have stinking thinking, and then that thinking determines the actions and the steps that we take, right? But before we go any further, brothers and sisters, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're coming from. We got a regular brother, whoever this is, brother or sister, RNSER. All right, thank you for watching. He or she's here every week. But we need to share this stream, brothers and sisters. We have to get our people to think totally differently. Right? Totally different about money. I'm here to tell you, and those who know will tell you, we don't have it right. We don't have it. We're still playing it too small. You can't play it too big, but you can play it too small. So, brothers and sisters, wherever you're watching, on YouTube, on my personal channel, or on Closing the Gap Network, share this stream. Leave a comment, share this stream. Because we have to get out of the business. Robin, okay, thank you, Sister Robin. Appreciate you. Now I know it's Robin in DC, right? So we have to get out of this habit of entertainment. This habit of entertainment. When it's time for entertainment, then go be entertained. But that should be a small portion of our time. We already sleep 8 hours. That's a third of your day. So we have to, and then another 8 hours of working. So that's 2/3 of your life gone. So you really only have 8 hours, give or take. Some a little bit more, some a little bit less. But you only have 8 hours. So you have to prepare food or eat. That's another hour, maybe 2 hours if you're going out to eat or whatever, to prepare food, right? Then you're tired or you need to relax. You do need to relax. And then you feel that you have to have entertainment or some way of unwinding. So we watch TV or we read a book, right? So we have to be in control. We're going to talk about these things. And then we're going to do something that I wanted to do, and the Courage Coach and I talked about it. I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to put it on the screen, the second half, and we want to start having some call-ins. Start having some call-ins, brothers and sisters. All right? But I'm going to be like Larry King, for those of you who've been around some time. We'd be like a professional talk show host. We're going to stick to the subject. If not, we're going to dismiss you. I'm going to give you a telephone number. You're going to call in. I'm going to put it on the microphone here, so we can hear you, so the audience can hear you. We have to get out of this position of, what is it called? Lethargic, right? Just this kind of thing, right? We're not here for entertainment, even though we may be entertaining, but the platform is not designed. This show is not designed for entertainment, right? It's here for serious thinking, so we can be serious thinkers. So we're going to talk about those subjects, but we have some housekeeping items to take care of real quick. All right. This is the Money Game Show. That's like going to, going to a watch party, football watch party, baseball watch party, whatever, and you don't talk about the sport, the game, the players. So if this is the money game, we have to talk about money. We have to understand there's an exchange. See, I'm giving, I'm outflowing to you. If you receive it, but then don't outflow back, then you're not gonna reap the benefit of what I'm flowing to you. See, so there's certain scientific and laws, brothers and sisters, that we have to understand that governs the universe, that really it has nothing to do with money, but everything to do with money, because it has everything to do with everything. Right? So that's why you want to share this stream. We have to surround ourselves around people of like minds. And the Courage Coach can go into this a little bit deeper if he wants to. But just stop and take an assessment of who's around you now, your friends. Not to judge them, but so you can take an assessment. And what is their mindset around these different areas of life? Politics, religion, money, reading, self-education, just these different things. How would you know unless you have those kind of conversations with them? And then be purposeful in picking people who have the kind of mindset that you want, you need. But once again, we're talking about flow and the cycle of currency, the cycle of flow. So if you receive and don't give back, don't flow back, then you're breaking the cycle, you're breaking the law, and you will not receive. Because the law will not continue to let people flow to you. And you don't flow because you don't understand. And they're looking, the universe, the laws of God is always looking for someone that's going to submit to the law. So the law can be perpetuated, and more and more and more and more people can benefit from that first outflow. Well, I didn't mean to get into all of that, brothers and sisters, but you see on the screen, put your money where your mouth is, right? I do it. right? We have to pay for this broadcast. Yeah, paid programming on TV at late at night or early Sunday morning. That's paid they're paid to show you that vacuum cleaner. All right. So we have to pay for this show, to broadcast this show. So you have to do your part. If not, the law of the universe, you're out of balance with the law of the universe. And if you're out of balance with the law of the universe, you'll be thrown out of that space, that fear, if you will, right? So give, here you go. That's right there. That's to Closing the Gap broadcast. So here's what I tell you to do. If you say, you know what, I'm going to donate $10. Do 5 to Closing the Gap and 5 to us. 5 to Closing the Gap and 5 to the Money Game. So that's Closing the Gap information. So write that down and go pop it up throughout the show. And here it is for the Money Game. Cash App, $TMG show. You have 5, 250, 250. You have 20, 10, and 10. All right. Do that before the show is over. Do that right now while we're going through these housekeeping items. Right. If you're on your phone, you can hit another browser. Right. Hit the app, Cash App. Boom, boom, boom. It's done. You're back in 2 minutes. Those of us who know how to use Cash App, it'll take you 2 minutes to make your donation. All right. So once again, that's for us. And this is for Closing the Gap. All right. So we're going to show it again a little bit later. So share this stream. We should see the number increasing there on my screen in the left-hand corner. Share, brothers and sisters. Share it out. You have to. You have to. And we're doing our best to put you on game. To put you on game, because my mission with this book is to start a specific conversation around money, but as it pertains to Black people, winning and dominating. Winning and dominating. So go to themoneygamebook.com. I'll give you 2 free gifts. One is coming. The second one is coming here real soon. We had to reach 100 or more subscribers to that site, and we're right there. We're right at about 97. So we want to break through that, break through the 100 subscribers. I got to make sure there's no duplicates. That's why we want to break through the 100. And once we do that, we're going to have a private, the Money Game book strategy call. You and I are going to get on the Zoom, and we're going to talk about the book, the concepts, and how to expand them, right? Because money is so huge, as President Trump likes to use that word, right? It's so big, no college or university can put it in one book, let alone 200 pages. 200 pages is this book. All right. So outflow. All right. So Cash App, the closing the gap broadcast. And then we got, where are we at? We are right here. All right, brothers and sisters. We see that everybody needs to share. Everybody needs to share. All right. Everybody needs to share. Now, as far as the free gift is concerned, that's that right there. Claim 2 free gifts, go there. Do that right now. We've been having some challenges with our website, so it's been going up and going down, going up, going down. So I got my web. Sister Anita is working on that right now. So right now it's up. So go to it like right now, ASAP, and go ahead and put that in there. All right. Put your information in, because I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, we're just doing this to see who can follow instruction, who is responsive enough, who will learn, will be good students of what we're showing and sharing with you, that we know for a fact, that I know for a fact, it's been proven in no limit of time. What I'm telling you is exactly right in order to win and dominate. That's a whole different reality. So you share this stream. You share this stream. But the sharing is caring, as we used to say on my last broadcast. All right. So let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Trump is now in office, brothers and sisters. And if your head is not in the sand, then you see he's moving at lightning speed with executive orders. I mean, he's making radical changes. He's scaring a lot of people. Scaring a lot of people. Got rid of DEI and, you know, massive deportation and all kind of stuff. What does DEI mean for black people? Oh my God. Oh, now that means, you know, they're going to, you know, hire white men only. White men only. Oh, but they're, deportation. Oh my, the employee, the government employees got to come back home, come back to the office. If not, they're going to get fired. Oh, you're going to deport the illegals, and they work in the farms, and our food gonna go up. It's already been going up. Eggs are already higher than it's ever been. So now the strawberries gonna go up, and the corn gonna go up, and those that pick and work in the fields that are illegal. So how can I focus on this money game, and how can I, let alone to win and dominate, brother Daryl? What do I do? Who should I listen to? Well, let me start off by telling you this, brothers and sisters, who not to listen to. Don't listen to whatever they're trying to tell you is the problem. Not that it is, not that it isn't. Well, you have to understand, in order to win and dominate, you have to be an independent thinker. Independent thinker means you believe and know that you're intelligent enough to make a decision. Here it is. Make a decision in your best interest, the best interest of you, your family, and your community. Not nobody beyond your community. Not the stray dogs and the whales and somebody across the world. No, you, your family, and your community, whatever you define your community to be. Those that think independently know that they are intelligent enough to make the best decision for them and theirs. They say, give me the data. Just give me the information. Don't tell me what to think. Give me the information. I'll decide on my own what to think. Because who knows your best interest for you, what's best for you, your family, and your community than you? Somebody on TV? I don't care. Far right, far left, it don't matter. How are they supposed to know? I remember when I was a stockbroker, the way I was trained, people always ask, what's the best investment? What's the best? And they trained us, which is right. I can't tell you what's the best, because what's the best for one person may not be the best for you. We have to sit down and look at your situation, look at where you want to go, and then I could recommend and tell you what's best for you. So what do we do now? What you don't do, you don't drink the Kool-Aid. I say that very jokingly, but I mean it. Put the cup down, brothers and sisters. Anything that's for the masses of the people, it has been proven that is not good for the masses of the people. Whatever's for the masses of the people, mass food production, mass education production, mass religious production, whatever is given to the masses of the people and co-signed by those at the top over the masses, know that ain't what's in your best interest. See, there's this, you know, like I said, common sense politics, just common sense. There's certain laws and stuff, basic fundamental truths that if we learn them and apply them, then it's like they'll take care of a lot of other truths. But it has to be something foundational, like I'm sharing with you. Do what the opposite people are doing. My network marketing mentor, Holton Buggs. I was in a network marketing organization with him years ago called Organa Gold. You probably heard of them if you were back, aware and involved with network marketing. But nevertheless, he was the number one income earner in the world at that time, in the world of network marketers. He made $1 million per month. And here's what he said. You got to look for little nuggets that you can get, grab hold onto. It makes all the sense in the world, and you digest it in your psyche. He said, if you want to be successful, just this one little thing right here. And this is what I want to tell you. What does it take to win and dominate at the money game? This thing right here, I'm telling you. He said this one thing. He said, watch and observe what the 95% of people are doing and do the opposite. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Watch and observe what the 95%, meaning the majority of the people are doing, do the opposite. 95% the majority. They're drinking the Kool-Aid. Majority of people drinking the Kool-Aid because they are not independent thinkers. You can't be an independent person. You can't move independently if you don't think independently. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So just what are the masses of the people doing? Drinking the Kool-Aid, either Democratic Kool-Aid, Republican Kool-Aid, the political Kool-Aid, the educational Kool-Aid for the masses of the people. Those that are independent or at the top, whatever you want to classify them as, they don't go to mass education. They go to private schools. They don't subscribe to mass politics. If they subscribe to politics at all, most of them are independent. Regardless of what they tell you, they're moving as an independent thinker, regardless of what the label is. As an independent thinker, I talk about that in my book. Voting put people in office, but money dictates the policies. See? So just watch and see, watch and see, watch and see. And whatever the mass of the people are doing, do the opposite. That's a good place to start. Still need to know what to do, but I'm not going that way. If that's what the majority of the people are doing, they're being herded, like cattle. But it says that you get any value at all, make sure you subscribe to this channel, whatever you're watching at, make sure you subscribe, but also make sure you share right now. Hit the share button. Hit the share button, brothers and sisters. If you're here spending your time on a Sunday to be here, then it's definitely worth the time of your friends and people in your circle. Everybody has a circle of influence. So you hit that share button. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're coming from. We're going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to give you a number later on. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Who's that? DeMario Cleveland. Right? Do we accept bank cards, Robin? No. No, we don't do bank cards. So bank card is a credit card, right? So that would be, I don't know. I guess I don't know. You can probably go to PayPal or something like that. And not PayPal, Cash App, put your credit card, that bank card in there to store it as a source of funds and then do it that way. Okay. But share this stream, brothers and sisters, because the coach and we're only looking for a few good men and women. Because see, he and I know if the masses of people going that way, there's very few people going this way. And there's people who run the world already going this way. That's only a few. That's a very few. Very, 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 very few. Very few. So he and I know that based on what we are planning to do And the reason why he and I came out of retirement, hosting the show out of retirement, is because we're looking for just a few people. And we're using these various platforms, these shows, because see, the right person is going to show up. And the right person is going to take action. The right person is going to donate. The right person is going to give. The right person is going to get on that list right there, themoneygamebook.com. And we're going to draw from that list. And we're going to have layers to this thing of exclusivity as far as information, engagement, participation. Because that's how those that win and dominate, that's how they do it. They don't hold no press conference. They don't put it on social media. What multi-billionaire, millionaire you know that's on Instagram getting on their jet plane? I'm talking about worth hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. I've never seen Elon Musk's plane. I've never seen Jeff Bezos get on his private jet. We don't even know what those people have. We just know how much they're worth. The richest man in the world. You call that a hint. So it's done secretly. See, that's why your mind has to be a certain kind of way. If not, you won't get there, brothers and sisters. We're just here to give you game and tell you the truth. Because we're not trying to sell anything. If that was the case, I would just run some Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads. I wouldn't invest my time. Courage Coach and I wouldn't invest our time twice a month. Just so you can sit and watch them. Oh, man, yeah, that's right. Bearing witness. This is not church. This is not service. This is an opportunity for like minds to come together and take it a step further. And then a step further. And then a step further. And then a step further. To be a part of the solution to the money game for ourselves, our family, and our community. Right? Everybody wants to talk about the problem. Who wants to say, I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to the solution? And it's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit your family. It's going to benefit your community, our community. If that makes sense, you share this stream. If that makes sense, you make a donation. Prove to yourself and prove to God that I'm not part of the 95%. I'm not part of the masses that's just going to watch something and say that's good and then talk about it in the barbershop and then talk about it in the beauty salon and then talk about it with their friends and just talk. But the movers and shakers, they're not talking. If they talking in private with people that they can do something with. So don't be afraid of the time in which we live in. Don't worry about Donald Trump. That's one individual, one term. But here's what I want to tell you. You do need to be aware of the fact that Donald Trump is about that money, number one. And number two, he about real estate. So look for opportunities or make sure you're consciously aware of the positive of the situation. The silver lining in every situation. No matter how bad it is, there's a silver lining that we can take from, we can learn from, and benefit from that bad experience, that negative experience. So let's talk about why do the rich get richer? It's in my book. If you don't have my book, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you don't have my book, then what are you doing? What book have you ever saw a title says the money game so black people can win and dominate? You have a lot of titles talking about money, but it ain't this crystal clear. 200 pages, there's a pledge in the back for you to pledge and sign at the bottom. Resources. Because this is nonfiction. This is not Harry Potter. It's nonfiction, brothers and sisters. Share this stream. You got to share it, right? And we're going to start giving away. I'm going to give away. I got a lot of stuff to give away. I'm going to starting, matter of fact, starting this show right here. Leave a comment. Everybody that leaves a comment below and or share, I'm going to give y'all a free gift. Everybody that shared, I'm going to wait a couple of days, give some people that watch the replay. Put a comment down. Put your name and where you're from down in the comment section. I'm going to come back on both of my YouTube channel and Closing the Gap and see. And I'm going to reach out to you, see your private. I'm going to give you a free gift. So why do the rich keep getting richer? When so many people, the 95, the herd, the masses of the people are easily satisfied financially. Man, if I can make $100,000, I'll be good. If I can make $50,000, I'll be good, easily satisfied. So what is it about these individuals that are rich and they want to get richer? If negative thoughts came in your mind when I asked that question, then that's the problem. That's what's blocking you. Could they greedy? Could they steal? Could they bribing people? Could they worshiping money? Money is their God. I'm sure that applies to people. Yeah, sure. What happened? What about those that does not apply to? What about them? What do you say about them? Because you don't want to be like those. So you got to find those that are not like that. That is not the reason for their wanting to be wealthier and richer and richer and richer. Because that's who you want to be. See, we don't think about that side of the coin. We only think about the negative side, and we don't want to be that. So therefore, we don't want to be rich like that. He probably doing something wrong. He probably doing something illegal. You gonna tell me everybody in America that are multi-millionaire, $400 or $500 million, $1 billion, all of them crooked? If you believe that, then there lies the problem. If you believe that, then unless you are willing to be that kind of person, then in your mind, your subconscious mind, you'll never have anything close to that because you don't want to be that type of person. See, part in the Courage Coach going to talk about this in part 2. Part of, brothers and sisters, winning and dominating at anything is to take the limitations off of your mind, number 1. Limitations off your mind, number 2. This is extra. I didn't mean to say that. That's why you got to share it. Share this stream. Share it right now. Take your limitations off, and they call it reframe. Reframe. Take the frame, change the frame about money. Change the frame, the things that surrounds a picture. The picture is money. Change it. Change it to one that makes that picture look better, makes money look better, make it more appealing to you. Something that's aesthetic to your liking and to your color, your wall in your room. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Say that makes sense down in the chat. So they continue to get rich. Those I'm talking about certain kind. I'm not talking about the negative ones. I'm talking about the positive ones, the ones I want to be like. The conscious ones. Conscious meaning being aware of your environment. Because the reason why the rich get richer, because number 1, it's a game to them. Number is a way that you keep score, right? Football, there's numbers. Basketball, every game has numbers. It's a way to keep score, to measure your productivity, your efficiency, your output. Your output. So it's a game to them. They have fun playing. You hate to lose, but the fun is playing the game. It's not if you win or lose. That's the gravy on top, or that's not. But here's the thing that I say in my book. The reason why they keep on getting richer and richer and richer and richer, brothers and sisters, is because they know, not like you and I know, they know the truth about this economy. They know the truth about the strength of the American dollar. And you and I can know it too. We just look. Bible says, seek and ye shall find. We're not finding because we're not seeking, and we have the world in our hand that we can search. So it's no excuse. Thank you for sharing. I see the numbers are going up. Thank you for sharing. When you come, put your name and what city you're from in the comments, and I have a free gift for everybody. I'm going to announce that again later on. And in the second half of the show, I'm going to give you a number. You want me to give it to you now? I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to tell you when to call in. Where's my number at? Hold on a second. All right, let me put that on there. See that number right there? Live call-in, 404-913-4047. Right? Don't call now. My phone's going to ring, but I'm not going to answer it until I tell you to call in. But that's the number. So that's why they get rich. That's why they continue to get rich, because they know that sooner or later, maybe they're not their generation, but their children's generation. See, when you play to win and dominate, you're playing not just for yourself. You're playing for your family and your community. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm playing for myself. I'm playing the money game for myself. So whatever my personal desires financially are and that kind of stuff, that's just for me. Range Rover, 30,000 cash in the bank, whatever it is. But now I have 4 girls, 4 daughters, grown daughters, and 2 grandbabies. That's family now. So now how much more money do I need to have? How much more financial resources do I have to have now for 4 daughters and 2 grandchildren? And you got to think those going to add up to, you got to anticipate that. And then I say, and my community, and our community. You see? So if you're going after it like that, then you know that you have to win. And on top of that, you have to dominate. If you keep on winning, you're going to dominate by default. So they know the truth about the governmental budget, the budget of America. That's why the politicians are stealing the money. That's why the federal, those congressmen and senators, they robbing the country blind. And I can prove it on those private shows. Because everything ain't for everybody. Because they know, brothers and sisters, one day this thing is the deck of cards, the house of cards are going to fall. And if they're dead or alive, they're looking out for their offsprings. And no matter how bad it gets, they want their offspring to have the highest possibility of survival. It's about survival. And financial currency, resourcefulness has a lot to do with it. The other thing is your mind. They know that one day there's going to be a famine, so teaches the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan here in America. We've seen it during COVID, shelves bare. See the fire in California and snow in this other area. See, they don't tell you how scarce the food is. Chickens had some kind of flu. Now your eggs done went up. They want to be in a position financially, so no matter how bad it gets, their children have the greatest possibility of survival to make it through that hard time on the other side so they can live, while the others that don't know, that haven't prepared, will not make it. They'll die. So if the loaf of bread costs $50, they want to make sure that their family can buy a loaf and not a slice. And for those of us who are not even planning at all, not just for ourselves, our family, and our community, we won't even have what it takes to get a slice. Because we'll be so, so distraught by the circumstances that bring about that. The Bible says that children have gray hair. Right? I mean, it'd be a grave day because just seeing it coming and evolving in our eyes, just watching like watching the news and watching that fire just burn in my home state of California where I was born, just burning. That has caused trauma for thousands and hundreds of thousands of people who have experienced it, and those that have watched it caused trauma and put fear in them. And then the government don't help you. These are signs, these are clues, but you have to be aware and you got to take action, brothers. If you won't share this stream consistently, 3 and 4 times, if a person doesn't get sick of you sharing this stream, this episode 13 right now, then just know you're not doing enough. And if that's consistent throughout our lives, we're not going to make it. I'm going to tell you the truth. We're not going to make it, brothers and sisters. We hear the truth. And once you hear the truth, you and I are responsible for what we hear. And there's a consequence. If what I'm telling you the truth, and I know it is, that's why I'm telling it to you, because I ain't on here lying to you. As we say in the nation, I can prove it to you in no limit of time. But you got to go to moneygamebook.com, sign up tonight. Courage Coach and I, sooner or later, we're going to shut this down, right? And we're going to go offline. We're going to find those that are serious, that's going to put their money where their mouth is and ain't scared. Can't be scared. I say scared. Money don't make money, but money ain't scared. It's the people who have the money that's scared. You can't receive unless you let go first. So, last thing we're talking about, what does it take to win and dominate the money game? I already told you. Look and see what the masses of people are doing and do the opposite. There's just a whole lot more. We can make this as complicated or as simple as it needs to be for you. Some of us have complex minds, right? That we comprehend the most complex things, and the basic things confuse us. But then you have the majority of us, I would say, that basic and simplification is what they need. That's me. They say a wise man takes things that are complicated and make them simple. A simple man takes things which are simple-minded man, or a common man takes things that are simple and make them complicated. Things aren't as complicated as this world wants you to think, brothers and sisters. They have to make it seem complicated so you won't become their competitors and their rivals. So you got to understand, this is a big game that's going on. And you think you're playing a game, but you're really getting played on. Unless you know how to play the money game to win and dominate. Then you won't think you're a rook or a knight and you're really a pawn. See? But somebody got to come and give you game. So that's what I'm doing here. I can be taking this time to make more money. But I'm outflowing something that's more valuable than money. I'm outflowing something that's gonna go out, right? And germinate the community and bring me back what I need, what I want, what I desire for me, my family, and our community. What does it take to win and dominate? It takes independent thinking. You have to think independently. You can't think like the masses of the people, and it's fair to assume that we do, the majority of us, because we've never been put in an environment to think independently, which really means thinking against the grain, means thinking against with the masses of the people, the way they think. See, just the mere fact that people see this book, talk about money, and people ask me that, oh, you'll talk about cryptocurrency and how to invest in. Nope. I mean, I got a little something in there, right? Can't call it the money game, then talk about cooking, right? But you have to understand it's the independent thinking. What does it take to win and dominate? It takes an independent thinking and the right information. It takes you understanding what's in your best interest. We're going to talk about this more in these private events, these private live calls that the coach and I are going to have. Telling you, brothers and sisters, you want to be a part of it. We're going to talk about all of this, but it's going to take some time to unpack it. So just think that just look at this as the first step in a million steps. Because I relocated here to Atlanta to get the bag, to come down here and see for myself, as the Bible says, if all that I heard about Atlanta is true. I'm going to share more of that in the private. See, the private is for private. It's called private for a reason. The private calls that we're going to have here starting in March, it's going to be for a select few. It's not going to be for everybody, and everybody not going to stay. Because we know it's a funnel. It's to start off with a large number or a number, and it just narrows down. So you got to understand, this is what we need. We need somebody to pull us off to the side, away from everybody, so we won't be embarrassed when they tell us the truth that we need to hear. When they tell us that, hey, but that's not going to get it. What you doing and where you want to go, that's not going to get it, bro. That's not going to get it. But you do that in private. You don't do that in public, right? So, brothers and sisters, what does it take to win and dominate at the money game? You got to be an independent thinker. You got to read things that the masses of people are not reading. You see, and then you'll learn, don't share that with people. Certain knowledge is only to be shared with certain groups of people at certain levels. The Bible says, why would you throw pearls before swine? See, so we don't even know who to talk to, who not to talk to. So you say the wrong things or talk about the wrong things to the wrong people, they discourage you. And putting doubt in your head. See, we have to be learned these. We have to be taught these things. We have to learn these things. We have to be educated all over again. If you want to win and dominate now, they say the choice is yours. God give you free will. Right? But it's a whole lot better when you can make a conscious decision, when you're aware of your options, when you're aware of the benefits of each choice, when you're aware of the deficiency of each choice. Now you can make it might not be an intelligent decision, but it'll be a conscious decision. I'm choosing bad, but I'm aware that it's bad, but I don't care. That's not intelligent, but that is conscious. You are aware that, yeah, smoking this crack might kill me, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, brothers and sisters, those are the things that we need to understand. Donald Trump's in power now. Let not your heart be troubled. Now it's time, like he's doing, now it's time for you and I to double down on what we know we should have been doing Or if we're doing, double down on it and do twice as more. That's what I'm going to do. That's why you need to be a part of this group, themoneygamebook.com. You need to be a part of that group. You need to sign on to that. Because we're not just going to tell you, like the gurus, tell you, you pay us, we tell you. No, we're looking for partners. We're looking for partners, but you got to have some skin in the game. We got to stop being takers. We got to stop coming to things with nothing in our hand. That's why you can share it. You can share this stream. You can share this broadcast. If you won't do that, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't got Flavor Flav, so I ain't got nothing for you, man. All right? So I'm excited. Change is here. And you remember, in every change, there's opportunity. But you got to look for it, because it's like so many things are moving around. So many things are happening so fast. So you got to focus on one thing. Focus on one item in that confusion, in that whirlwind. You focus on one objective. And you zero in on that while other stuff swirling around you. You take care of that. You work on that. Then you find another object that's swirling around. And you put your focus. Your focus. Focus has power. It's like a laser beam. It has power. You focus on it. I'm getting too much into what we're going to do on the private calls, brothers and sisters. So share this stream. We're going to take a break right now for give the coach some time to come on. He and I, we always have pre-show conversation, right? So we can get fired up, right? Start brainstorming, get those creative juices going, right? Get to raise up that vibration, that frequency, so we can tap into the ether and pull down the information that we need. All right, brothers and sisters. So share the stream while we're gone. We'll be back in about a minute or so. You share the stream. You go to that website, right? And we'll be back in a minute. All right. We're back, brothers and sisters. Thank you for being here. You've tuned into the Money Game Show, so Black people can win and dominate. I am your host, Daryl Muhammad. We're excited to bring you episode number 13. And for those of us in the Nation of Islam, go to problem 13 in the Supreme Wisdom. Problem 13 says he promised us money, luxury, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. So that's what we talk about on this show. And that's what I talk about in my book. So if you don't have my book, brothers and sisters, then you're not playing to win. You're not playing to win. You have to invest. So go to themoneygamebook.com, give you 2 free gifts. Just for signing up, page 2, you'll be able to go and purchase the book. Okay? And then when you get on this list, that will qualify you to be invited to some special private Zoom events that I'll be having. The Courage coaches are going to join me on some of them, so I can really go deep down into this book and these ideas and concepts. Because the Bible says knowledge is good, wisdom is good, but of all these things get ye understanding. And we have to understand this thing about money to win and dominate. Not to have, but to win and dominate. Because it's just time, brothers. So it's time. I think it's time. Do you think it's time? If you think it's time, share this stream. Because it's time to bring on the Courage Coach. If you think it's time to go to the next level. It's time to grow. Because see, we're going to deal with some tough stuff on these private Zooms. Then we're going to pull you off to the side and go into a breakout room. And then we're going to go one-on-one with you so we can give you the business out of love. Because we need to be told the truth. And the truth has to go down to the core, to where the root of the problem is. It's not on getting your credit score fixed. That helps. It's not on, making sure your income is higher than your outgo. That helps. It's not making sure you pay the least amount of taxes. That'll help. I talk about some of that in my book. But if you're trying to maximize your God-given potential, financial potential, your God-given financial potential, that's what I call in the book, your God-given financial potential, then you got to go to the root of it. You got to go to the root of it. All right. So, brothers and sisters, share this stream. Right. Let's do some housekeeping. I see the Courage Coach. He's in the green room, ready to come on. Give to Closing the Gap. If you got $20, 10 to the Closing the Gap, 10 to us, 5, 250, 250. That's where you send it to. And to us, it goes here. Right? Because we're going to teach you how to play the game to win and dominate. Not to play it and compare it to, how you came up. Right? You got more than anybody else in your family. It's past that. And then we're going to open up the phone lines right there. Write down that number. If you have some questions, not comments, not what you doing. Yeah, I got, for 15 units of real estate and I'm making about $10,000 a month. So that's what you're saying is true. No. If you have some questions, you need some clarification, we're going to open up the phone lines here in a minute. I'll tell you when to call. If you call, it's not time, then I won't pick up. All right. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, without further ado, this brother here, he's one of the best kept secrets that I know when it comes to what he does. And that's encourage people, give people the courage to roar. We know Les Brown, we know Anthony Robbins, we know all these people. Right? But there's always those that have been customized, hand-picked, hand-shaped for a particular group. Right? You have those that master certain genres of music, certain instruments. We have people like that God has blessed. Right? That for whatever reason, God has not put them on a bigger platform. But that doesn't mean they don't have exactly what you and I need. So I'm talking about your brother, my brother, the Courage Coach, better yet, your Courage Coach. brother Assad Muhammad.
There you go.
Yes,
Peace,
sir.
everybody. Peace, brother Daryl. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Money Game Show live.
That's
We're
right.
live, right? And I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us and being a part of this broadcast and sharing the stream and commenting. And we really want your feedback. We want your feedback. We want your input. We want your questions and all that. A closed mouth don't get fed, you heard before. And so, we need you to speak up and say, okay, this broadcast is helping me, or could y'all go deeper into this, or how do I do that? Just really get involved. Life is a contact sport. It's an action item. It's something you got to kind of get in there in order to get the benefits of it. Now, I am Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. I've been doing what I've been doing for a very, 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 very long time, very long time. And brother Daryl, you spoke on something, and I'll we'll probably go deeper into it another time. But one of the things people have to be mindful of, I know a lot of times people get caught up in the fanfare of popularity. They get caught up in the fanfare of popularity, and you assume that somebody is more valuable because they are quote popular. But do you know there are a lot of millionaires and billionaires on the planet you don't even know they exist? You don't know their names. You don't know their families. You don't even know what they do or the industries that they're a part of. You have no idea. You know a handful of people because they're popular, right? And a lot of times, what will happen is you'll miss out on great opportunities because you're looking for popularity and sparkle when you should be looking for information, right? And action and results. That's what you want. You want results. And so, one of my early mentors by the name of Robert Buttman. Robert Buttman. He was probably one of the most successful network marketers in the game, too, next to Holton. And Robert's family comes from a family where they were like the number two producers of Letterman jackets in the country, right? So he came from long, long time money. But he didn't go into the family business. He went on his own and did his thing. But if you saw Robert, multi millionaire. But if you saw Robert, you would swear he was the brokest guy you'd ever known. He wears little Hawaiian shirts, just some regular little slacks, maybe shorts. He's always walking around in sandals most times. He does no jewelry, nothing else. He's just kind of goofy kind of guy. But you wouldn't think nothing of him. If you saw him somewhere, you wouldn't think nothing of him at all. But most people would discount him if he tried to give you a bit of advice or insight into something because he doesn't look flashy and fancy and sparkly. He's not popular. You don't even know his. When I said his name, you're like, "Who is that?" Exactly. That's the point. Who is that? And so, Brother Dale, thank you for even saying that because a lot of times people will miss a blessing in their life because it's in a package that's not all sparkly and shiny and popular. Now, here's what I want to get into, y'all. This is powerful, brother Daryl. I don't know if you've ever read this book called "Message to the Black Man in America." Right? It's by a man named Elijah Muhammad. You might be familiar with him. Some of you might know that name or heard that name before. If you haven't read the book, you deserve to get it and read it. But in this book, "Message to the Black Man in America," this Elijah Muhammad person did a part called the Economic Blueprint, and he gave like a bunch of different things and strategies but there's this one mathematical formula that he gave that really stuck out to me for the first time I read it. Every time I look at it and go over it, that just really was a powerful mathematical equation to assist you in getting closer, if not reaching your financial goals. He said, find 6 to 8, if you can find 6 to 8 people of like mind, and you all pool your resources, not just money. I'm talking about mental resources, like so and so knows how to this person knows how to do that, this person knows these people, this person has this equipment, resources. You pool your resources in a collective manner and do something for yourselves. That is a mathematical formula. Well, why did you bring that up, coach? Because he didn't say get 40 people. He didn't say go find 60, 70, 80, 100 people. Get everybody in unity. We all got to be in unity. We need to unify. That is not what he said. He said you find 6 to 8 people of like mind and you pull your resources and do something for self. Just that's nothing that really could stop you. 6 to 8. Well, when I thought about that, I thought this to myself. There's a saying in the Bible, and people hear it all the time about the sheep, right, and shepherd, and sheep and shepherd. All throughout the Bible, it's all about sheep and shepherds and sheep. and some of you heard that statement about if a shepherd had 100 sheep, right, and one of them went off, he would leave the 99 to go find the one. But watch, here's the thing. Most people look at it totally opposite of where I'm going with this. Most people look at it like the 99 are right. Why would he leave 99 sheep to go find one? Well, because all the sheep are valuable. Yeah, you could say that. But he put the 99 in jeopardy by leaving them to go find the one. Hello, somebody. See, now they're unprotected to go find one. See, if I'm a wise shepherd, I know the 99. They gonna go wherever I say go. They just gonna do whatever. They just following along. But I want to know, what does that one know? That he was willing to leave his mama, his daddy, his brothers and sisters sheep, his probably homie sheep. They've been rolling for a while, but you walked off. There's something that you might know that these don't know, and I need to find you to find out what you know. It might be better pasture land. It might be greener environments, right? More water and other resources that this one that went against all nature that says, you know what? Nah, I can't roll with that. I'm gonna go over here because I believe there's something. See, I want to go find out what that one sheep knows. What do you want to? That you would want to leave the comfort of all of this, even the protection of the shepherd, to go find out what's over here. It's never a group. It's never the crowd. It's never the herd. The herd's gonna do what herds do. If you ever seen farmers and ranchers, when especially like the dogs, sheep dogs, and the cattle dogs and stuff, they'll get them cattle to do whatever. Like, go over here, to go for their slaughter. Get over here, get this cage, get in the little back of the truck. Y'all going to get cut up, and they go. So I'm checking out the one that's not trying to go. He's like, man, I ain't going with them. And the dog got to try to go get him over there. He's like, nah, I ain't doing that. You keep barking and running around me. He's like, I said, that's the one I want. I keep him. Keep that one. Because that's the brave one. That's the bold one. That's the one like, something don't feel right. Are you like that in are you like that in your life? At some point, you probably were. At some point, each and every one of you that listened to this broadcast was that one sheep that says, you know what? I just can't do it. You might have been that one anomaly in class when you were growing up. I know I was. I was always the anomaly. Not necessarily negative, but I'm not going along to get along. I don't need a bunch of friends. I never had. My mother said that. May Allah be pleased with her. She said, you know what? You never had a bunch of friends. She said, no, I keep about 4 or 5 people on my list at a time and will swap them in and out as I see fit. Why? Because I'm not following you. I'm not following them. I'm the leader of my group. Or everybody's a leader, but other than that, I'm not going where you say go, unless it's somebody already on my list. I was the one getting kicked out of the class because I'm, trying to help my neighbor or something, or the teacher say something slick, and I'm like popping back, like, yeah, nah. And then they go in the hallway, call your mama, go to the principal, okay, whatever. So I don't care. That was my thing. I don't care. It don't matter because I'm not going along to get along. Watch this. One of my childhood friends, when we got to kindergarten, Richard Gonzalez, when we graduated high school, we started off in kindergarten together, went through all of school. When we graduated high school, we standing in front of the Creative Arts building after he graduated. He said, man, we made it. He said, man, I remember in kindergarten, man, you said you were just trying to get out. I was 4 years old. He said, man, I'm just trying. He said, I remember you saying that you were just trying to get out. He was just trying to get out because I knew the herd mentality was not for me. I'm not just going with the crowd just because the crowd's going that way. I'm looking at like, why everybody going this way? What's going on? Like, something ain't right. It's in me. If some of you are watching this broadcast, you know that was you when you were younger. That was you. Okay, watch this. I think it was Sesame Street. Lisa loves Sesame Street. Watch some Sesame Street. But they had this little skit where they said three of these kids doing the same thing. One of these kids is doing, one of these kids doing their own thing. Three of these kids are doing the same. One of these kids is doing their own thing. Three of these kids is doing the same. And they said, this is how we play our game. That was the language. The game is that the other three are doing the same thing, and the one is doing something completely different. They like, well, okay, what's different about this one? And you find the difference. Okay, that was doing jumping jacks while all the other ones are blowing up a balloon. Now you might think that the one doing jumping jacks is wrong because you not like the others. Huh. But is that true? Maybe it wasn't balloon blowing up time, or maybe doing jumping jacks. His lifestyle's gonna be more healthy, and he's gonna be more fit than the ones blowing up the balloon who are not exercising. They just blowing up balloons, ready for a party. Maybe I don't know. But I never want to have the mindset to say if everybody's doing, I want to be involved. Absolutely not. If everybody moving over here, like when there was a mass go to Atlanta thing. You remember back in the day, brother Daryl? You remember that? It was, hey, move to Atlanta. You can get a good out. You can get out. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not feeling it. Some don't seem right. Too many of y'all doing it. You could do this, you could do that. I'm like, yeah, no, some such, yeah, no, no. There's never been a time in history where a bunch of people were doing the right thing together. Never in history. You ain't gonna find it. Where a whole bunch of people was right. Now, it may get like a few people that started it off and they were evil spoken of, maligned, right? Some of them were attacked and vilified. And then at some point, they gained critical mass to where more people said, you know what? You're right. Even if you go back to the Jesus story, it wasn't but a him and a handful of people. His own mom and them was like, dude, stop saying that. You're not the Messiah. Oh, yeah, go back and read the book. His mom was like, stop telling people that. You're not the guy. Right? So he had beef with his mom and them. Then he went and got his cousins and stuff, and they said, okay, come follow me. And they were like, all right, we'll roll with you then. But it wasn't popular. It wasn't hot. He only had a few people. But then now you got millions of Christians worldwide. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. But at the beginning of the story, that ain't how it happened. It was like one guy, two guys, then we got three, four, then we got 12. Then we start with that, and then one fell off. And why are you going with the herd? Why are you going with the masses? You go the opposite way. But here's the thing: most people jump on when a lot of people jump on. It's kind of like right now with like they say crypto, but that's a generic term, right? Because there's a bunch of DeFi and it's just cryptography. Crypto is cryptography. It's short for cryptography. So there's also those technologies that allow us to process information. Like I can pull up my health records right now on my phone, see the X-rays and all that stuff, and they encrypt the data so that way I get access to it. So the companies that are moving these data bits and pieces around, it's stored across multiple computers all over the world, bits and pieces. It's crypto, right? So it's actually nobody can gain access to the whole complete record unless they have the key to find all the bits and pieces all over the world on little bitty bits and pieces on somebody's computer, and then it all gets aggregated so you can see your data. That's how you protect the data. Crypto. So some people think it's all coins and money and crypto. No, no, no. It's more than that. It's bigger than that. But right now, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you got to get crypto. You got to." Well, this is old. Most people are already late to the party. You're late to the party. Get in if that's what you want to do, but you're late to the party. Think when real estate popped, most people late to the party. Yeah. Oh yeah. You waited till the crowd got involved. Now, yeah, okay, you may get some kind of returns or some benefits from things, but you waited too long. You have to be that outlier. You got to be willing to be that anomaly. You got to be that one, that neo in the group that says, you know what? I think I'm the one. And everybody like, no, plug back into the matrix. Everybody's doing it. You're like, nah, I'm gonna go it alone. I'm willing to be evil spoken of. I'm willing to be spat upon. I'm willing to be threatened. I'm willing to be persecuted and ridiculed and all that because I believe this is the right move. See, I was willing to do things in my life that some of my comrades weren't willing to do. That's why I was able to have some measures of successes throughout my life, whether it was music, whether it was law, whether it was art, whether it was anything. It doesn't matter, whatever it was. I was willing to just take the road because I figured I could take the road. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have anybody to walk me through it. Nobody told me how to produce music and write music and record music and shop deals. Nobody told me how to do that, how to put on concert. I didn't have anybody, oh, here's how you do a concert. Here's how you do a show. I know. I was like, okay, we need a hall. I'll rent the hall. I got my artist. I got the sound system. I just did it because that's just how I'm wired. I don't need a bunch of people doing anything for me to do it. Never been the case. So, with you all that are watching this broadcast, with the current political system, I don't care where you fall in it, you should be happy. I'm smiling no matter what. I'll tell you this. I used to say this to my students when I was actively teaching, like, 160 days a year. I was teaching all over the planet. I'm thankful to Allah I had the opportunity to do it. I don't like flying around like that anymore. So that's when I had kind of shut that down some years ago. But I enjoyed connecting with people. But I used to tell my students in the class, to really uh, focus on being an individual, being an outlier, being the renegade of the group, if you will, being that one person says, you know what? If everybody's going left, I'm gonna go right just because I can, right? Just because I can. I don't have to do it that way, right? You got to be bold enough, brave enough to say, you know what? I'll go it alone if I have to because I believe in me. Are you willing to sacrifice everything you know, right? Everything you know to do, hold on, let me pause that, to do the one thing that everybody not doing just to see? See, life rewards the risk takers. That's just how life was set up. It rewards the risk takers. At some point, somebody had to come across the center of the country and come west. At some point, somebody had to get on ships and come this way and go that way. How do you think the people on the Isles of the Pacific got there? You think they just popped up out the ground? Like, they just popped up? No, at some point, somebody said, you know what? Let's see what happens. You think you got to shout out to the Hawaiians, shout out to the Samoans, and all the people in the Pacific Islands, all these, Fiji and all these islands and Haiti and all these places that most of these places are not really close to land, like major land masses. You're like, how the heck did y'all get here? Because somebody had enough in them to say, you know what? Let's see. Let's see. I think about who was the first person that saw an apple growing and say, you know what, I'm gonna bite this and chew it and see what happened. And somebody had to find out that a banana was not poisonous. Somebody had to find out that grapes were not poisonous. Somebody had to find that out. Somebody had to be brave enough to say, I'm gonna try it. You're like, all right, you look like you're all right. You good? Ain't nothing happened. Okay. He ate another one. Are you looking good? And then everybody else start going, okay, cool. Now it's safe. Why don't you be the person that everybody else follows? Why don't you be the person that everybody says, man, I'm so glad you got involved in that or you did this? Be that outlier. Be that one renegade that says, you know what? I'm going to be the one sheep that'll lead a 99 and go off over here to see what's going on over here. Because I believe that going this way is going to net me some great results. So no matter where you fall on the whole political strata of this or that, you like Donald Trump, you don't, you wanted this one, it's irrelevant. You should be smiling. So what I would say to my students is this: if you're a believer in the Bible or Quran, it doesn't matter either way. You a believer at all, in any of it. I said if you're a believer in the Bible, you should have a smile on your face from ear to ear. You should have a smile, constant smile. People like, what's up with you? He said, because I know how the story ends. God wins. Ah, I'm smiling. I can't do nothing but be happy. I know God wins. And as long as you're on the right team, you you should be smiling. Unless you don't believe you're on the right team. Or do you think you're on the losing team? Because if you're on the losing team, yeah, I can see why you got this sullen attitude. You like depressed and you worried and concerned and frightened and oh no, this is happening. They're doing this, they're doing that. I don't eat it don't even move my needle. Well, I don't care what everybody else do or don't do, what the president do or don't do, what this one that do or that. It's irrelevant to my brain. It doesn't change my thinking or my actions. I can adjust my actions or my thinking based on the data I'm picking up, but I control that. I control my actions. I control my thinking. So the external environment can do whatever external environments do. I don't control the other humans or the weather or other. I don't control that. That's beyond my control levels. What I do control is my reaction and my response to all the external stimuli. And that's what makes me smile that I got full control over my actions and activities as it relates to the stimuli around me. That's what makes me smile. That's what gives me joy because I know I can do whatever I want to as a result of it. I have full control over me. So that should make you smile. When the election happened, you should have been smiling. Oh man, oh he got in. Okay. Oh, she got it. Oh, okay. I was good with it either way. I would have made my whatever adjustments I need to make because ultimately it's only relevant to my knowledge base to know how to move, pivot, adjust, and make sure I don't follow the herd. Now that's what you got to do. You got to be bold enough, bad enough in your own spirit to say, you know what, I believe in me. So one of the quotes I have in a quote book, brother, there are quotes of courage, and one of the quotes I put in there, it says, "It's a poor person that's not willing to bet on themselves." It's a poor person that's not willing to bet on themselves. I put everything I own on me. I stake everything on me. Brother Daryl moved to a whole nother city. He ain't never lived in Georgia before. He's like, you know what? Stop, drop, and roll. I'm in. I moved to rural Georgia on 20 acres. You know anybody out there? No. Brother, have you ever done this before? No. Brother, what about this? What about it? Don't matter to me. I believe in me. I bet on me. I put it all on line and bet on me. Yeah. I didn't know what I'm going to do. You have a job when you got there? No. What you going to do? I have no idea. I'll do something though. I will guarantee you I'll do something. And I'm not concerned. Why? Because I believe in me. I bet on me every time I put all of it on me to win. Why? Because I know I want to go where you won't go, do what you won't do, say what you won't say, think what you won't even imagine to think, read what you won't read, stay up longer than you want to stay up, get up before you want to get up. I'll do all the things you ain't going to do to make sure that I'm winning and dominating because I believe in me. So, if you really want to learn how to win and dominate in your life, right? You got to be bold. You got to be brave. You got to have courage to say, you know what? I'll be that outlier. I'll be that renegade. I'll be that anomaly. And even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's not likable, and people say, oh, they're weird, or you strange, or he's crazy, or whatever people may say, they talked about Jesus, and some of you love Jesus, right? You like, well, Jesus, that's my Lord and Savior. But some people thought he was a goofball and a weirdo and a renegade and a rebel and a madman. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, say he's a madman, he's this, he's that. And a lot of people said a lot of stuff. And join the prayer. I'm like, that's good company if you ask me. There's a lot of insane brilliant people. You know, Elon Musk has Asperger's, right? He has Asperger's syndrome, right? He suffers from Asperger's syndrome. So when people are like saying slick stuff about him, and even with like the little gesture he made, if you don't understand Asperger's, then you won't understand what happened with him and what's going on, or why when he does interviews, why like he could barely talk. But he's brilliant, brilliant, genius level brilliant. You can say what you want about Ye. You can say what you want about him. But if you don't understand that there's other things that come with that level of brilliance, you can say, oh, he's crazy, he's a madman, he's this, he's that. But you all saying and you broke at the house with nothing, scraping and scratching and worried. Elon don't look worried. I ain't never seen Ye look worried. And they took all his endorsements and they canceled him. He didn't look one bit worried. He didn't look worried at all. He kept moving. Now he got the billion back. What? Ouch. You think Nick Cannon looked worried? They would cancel Nick Cannon. Now he's got more TV shows and I ain't worried about that. What? Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and speak all manner of evil against you and persecute you for righteousness. What's righteousness? Doing what you believe in your heart and mind is right, not harming anybody else. Absolutely. So I want you all to do some introspection and reflection to find out, are you the 99? Are you the one? Right? Are you on the go it alone, or do you need a whole group with you? I mean, 6 to 8 of like mind is fine. That's a formula of success. But if are you willing to just even go that level? I mean, okay, fine. Can you find 7 more people of like mind and you get with them? But if not, then you got to be the one, and then the other 6 to 7 people will find you. Whatever it needs, whatever it takes. But you gotta. Well, you ain't got to, because you could just stay where you are and have the life you have. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong or indifference. I'm just saying I'm not gonna live that life. I'm not gonna stay in the same place. I done moved so many places in my life. Oh my goodness. People are like, why you move there? Because I can. Why you move there? Because I can. Why'd you buy a house there? Because I can. Why'd you do that? Because I can. That's why I did it, because I can. All I need is a thought to hit my brain. Be like, you know what? Like when I moved to Arizona, I have to leave with this, brother Daryl. When I moved to Arizona, I remember I was all over the world speaking, and I was speaking in Arizona one time. I went to this restaurant, had a great meal. I sat there, ate my meal, enjoyed it, and I walked outside. I remember that night. I walked outside, and it was very warm, nice night, and I said, I could see it right now in my eyes. I walked out the front door. And I was like, I'm supposed to live here. And I looked around like, I'm supposed to live here. And 1 year later, guess where I was living? People like, did you know anybody in Arizona? Like, that's not why I moved. It wasn't about knowing it. I didn't know anybody like that. I moved because that's what I felt like doing. It hit my brain. I'm like, I'm supposed to live here. And that's what I did. And I moved there. Same thing with moving to the land in Georgia. Something came up. I was looking all over I was actually looking around the world. I was going to move to a whole nother country, actually. I was setting up to move to a whole nother country, and something came up, and it presented itself, and I was like, "This is the move right here." And I pulled the trigger on it, and made it happen. People, do you know anybody? You don't have anything set up? I'm like, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing it because I'm led by the Spirit. People say the Spirit leads me. I do it because I can, and I believe in me. Right? I believe in me. Do you believe in you enough to say, you know what? I'm willing to be that one person. I'm willing to go it alone. I'm willing to jump out there. I'm willing to tap into the website. I'm willing to join the coaching. I'm willing to take that risk with me. Now, if you don't believe in you, then fine. That's fine. I really recommend you don't even watch the broadcast. If you don't believe in you, you don't think you can have more and do more and be more, then don't even watch this broadcast. This is not a broadcast for you. This is not for you. You need to probably go watch cartoons or something like that. We just kind of dumb down and stay where you are in life. But for those of you that saying, you know what, no, I want more, I deserve more. Why? Because it's there to have. It's not about gluttony. It's not about excess. It's somebody wealthy probably made that up to keep you broke. It's not about that. There's so much stuff on the planet. You can't exhaust the stuff. There's new stuff being made every day. There's always stuff. There's stuff everywhere. So what are you tripping on? You can't you can't have too many cars. Like, who cares? It's irrelevant. Just buy stuff you like, get stuff you like, give stuff away, gift it to whatever, put it in a museum. Who cares? It's not wrong. It's stuff. They grow apples, and out here where I'm at in Central California, they got the oranges growing right now, and tangerines growing, and some of them all on the ground because they got a bunch of trees. They still got to get harvested and stuff, and a lot of them on the ground, so a lot of them in the trees and all that stuff. And they say, well, we don't want to grow that many because some of them may fall. We just grow a few on each tree. That is not the right mindset. We'll grow as many as you can. It's all right. You can't never grow enough. You grow them, some fall. Birds gonna get some of them. Some we gonna harvest. Some of them ain't gonna make it in through the harvest and all that. But guess what? We'll grow more and grow more and grow more. And then some of these trees have been growing here since I was a little child. They don't say, well, we don't want to grow that much. What is that? Don't worry about not having enough and it ain't enough stuff and you don't have to do it for anybody. I mean, what if and I say, Brother Daryl, let me say this. I'll say this. Some of you on here, and Brother Daryl has said something that hit my mind, and you could do it for yourself and your family. If your family even cares about what you're talking about, do it because it can be done. Do it for the challenge of it. See, how to win and dominate is about having fun. Winning and dominating is about having fun, crushing the opponent of your mind, crushing the goals. It's about having fun with it all. Yes, there are resources. Yes, there's return on the investment. Yes, there's money and things that you get. Yeah, whatever. But that's not, wealthy people don't do it for the stuff. I promise you. I know enough extremely wealthy people. They don't do it for the money. They do it for the challenge, for the fun. Let me see if I can come up with a new idea. See, Elon Musk is doing what he does. Oh, I do rockets. Oh, I do cars. You know what? Oh, I put like satellites so people can have like internet all over the place. You know what? Oh, let's do this. Oh, you know what? Government efficiency. You know what? He's just bouncing around having fun. It's not about money anymore. He's not doing it for money or get more money. That he is not waking up talking about that. Ye is not waking up talking about, man, I could get like 3 billion. No, it's about him. It's about creativity, having fun in the process. Can I create a new style, a new look, a new thing, a new sound, a new way? That's when you really tapping in. Have fun, but you're gonna have fun when you're willing to go against the grain, be different, be daring, be the anomaly, be the one, and not the 99. All right, that's it. I am your courage coach, Asad Muhammad. Back to you, Brother Daryl. You muted, I think.
Thank you, Courage Coach. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. This is the money game. So you and I can win and dominate, right? When you see people that perform at the highest level, they plan to win and dominate. They're playing to win the championship, right? They know they're going to lose along the way, but as long as they reach the ultimate goal of winning the championship. So we want to take, you see the number scrolling down at the bottom of your screen, brothers and sisters. If you have a question for myself or the Courage Coach, because we said a lot, and there's a lot in what we said that we didn't say that might have sparked something in your mind, a question or something. So we're going to start open the lines up for you to call that number 404-913-4047. Call with your questions. Anything other than questions, we'll politely tell you bye. Right? Did you know as long as you tell a person bye and hang up, that's not being rude? They ain't being stream in midstream conversation. Hey, I gotta go, bye, and hang up, right? Because you've made your exit known. You've announced your exit from the phone versus just hanging up and it's like, oh man, that's rude. And you still might think it's rude, but they said bye. They said bye. They gave you a notice that I'm hanging up now. So, brothers and sisters, dial that number if you have any questions. I'm going to give you a free gift if you put down in the comment section your name and what city you're from. I'm going to give you a free gift because we got to try to get you, to go engage, right? Engage. You can't be afraid to engage. You can't play football worrying about getting hurt, because that's when you'll get hurt. If you got there on the full time, oh, I hope I don't get hurt out here. Whoa. And you jumping every time somebody come near you. See, you done tensed up, and you're gonna get hurt. Right? That's physics. That's whatever it is. Right? That's why coach can tell you, and you know, why do alcoholics, right, or drunkards get in an automobile accident, they survive, but the person they hit that wasn't drunk either die or get more injured than them, because their body, their muscles are already in a relaxed state from being drunk. So they can absorb, their muscles can absorb. It doesn't tense up when they see the car coming or when they get hit and they tense up and cause injury and or death. Right, brothers and sisters? So I see there's a couple, handful of you guys. Go ahead, dial in. Let us know where you're calling from and give your questions. If not, then go to themoneygamebook.com. Get on that list. Get your free gift. The second free gift is coming up here pretty soon. So you want to be in this private, elusive, exclusive group. Just know, brothers and sisters, the movers and shakers don't do it publicly. They do it privately, and it's invite only. See, we won't talk about the Illuminati and the skull and bones. And see, we fantasize too much. Right? But look at how they move. Look at how they operate. Don't look at what they're doing and it's evil. All right, well, you follow success and flip it for good. Invitation only. Right? You have to attend Harvard University. Right? You got to go through a process, initiation process, to qualify you after you've got into Harvard, after you've been hand selected, after you've been interviewed and accepted. Then you got to go through initiation from what I've learned, and God knows whatever else. Right? Eastern Stars, Masons. Those are private organizations, and all private organizations do things a certain way, right? So they can protect the information, protect the secret knowledge that they have, because they don't have the same knowledge you have. They don't drink the Kool-Aid of mass consumption. That's not what they do. They're looking for everything rare. Rare cars, rare books, right? They collect books that's out of print, right? If there's a major, a new thought, a philosopher, they search to see what books are out of print. And that's the book they want. That's the book they're going to add to the library. Courage Coach can tell you, Think and Grow Rich is not the original manuscript of that book. 16 Laws, or whatever it's called. It was too powerful, and they streamed it down to Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. Right? Because remember, it's the elite, the industrialists that asked Napoleon Hill to interview all these other industrialists at the time. You think Elon Musk is rich. J.P. Morgan bailed out the country out of debt. One individual bailed out the United States government. It was in so much debt at the time, they was about to go bankrupt. J.P. Morgan bailed them out. See, ignorance is our greatest enemy, and fear. So teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're too ignorant and we're afraid. Those are two signs of the Negro condition. Fear and ignorance. Oh, what Trump doing? Oh, now you ain't gonna get deported no time soon, and you worrying about them. You scared of them, and you ain't gonna get deported.
And Brother Daryl, let me say too, and a lot of it's, especially as it relates to the money game, is fear for the sake of fear. A lot of people, like, I don't watch the news. I refuse to. It's disempowering. I don't feel good, so I don't do anything that doesn't feel good. That's just my own personal ethics of my life. I don't do anything that doesn't feel good. If it don't feel good to me, I'm not doing it. I don't care what you saying or what anybody else is talking about. If it don't feel good to me, I'm not doing it. And somebody said, well, some things you're going to do that don't feel good. I'm like, no, that's not true. Everything I do because I feel like doing it. It's something I want to do and I feel good doing it. right? So if I didn't want to go to work at some job or something like that, first of all, I wouldn't work there if I didn't feel good going to work there. And if at any point I feel like I don't, you know what, this energy around here is bad, I'm out. I will resign and go what feels good, right? Go to the feeling that feels best. So a lot of people feed on this news cycle, which is 99% disempowerment, fear mongering. For how long you go? How much fire stuff you gonna watch? You don't think that's affecting your psyche? How much of that you gonna watch? The reporting on it, what's happening, and it's building up anxiety and disease in your spirit and your body. I promise you, I don't watch that stuff. I watch Frasier. I put Frasier on, maybe Beaver. I watched all the Beavers a couple times over. I've been watching Star Trek lately and just watch a little Star Trek, just have some fun with that. A couple of my little Chinese movies is, because I'm learning Mandarin. But I don't feed on disempowerment. I don't feed on it. I don't want to hear it. I don't listen to it. I don't want to talk about it. And so a lot of times what's happening with a lot of you all, the reason why, or one of the reasons why you're not able to get to these levels and really win and dominate at the money game is because you're feeding on fear. Yep. So I'll tell you this. My very first lecture I ever heard from Minister Farrakhan, right? Brother Minister Farrakhan. San Francisco, California, right? Hometowns, Bay Area. Yeah, shout out to the Yay. and all Northern California folks. We built different. And one of the things he said, part of our problem is you live the wrong kind of life, you eat the wrong kind of food, you think the wrong kinds of thoughts. He said, so everybody that wants to make it, all they got to do is come around you and take advantage of your wretched condition and build their communities while yours are steadily being torn down. It's almost verbatim, right? Because we feed on filth. And I say we loosely, right? Watch what you're feeding, watch what you're watching, watch what you listen, the music you listen to. I can't. I mean, I'll throw some E40 on every now and then, but it is rare. I don't listen to that stuff. I don't need that disempowerment in my head about how terrible things are and how horrible it is and who to do this to and do that and slap this and smack that and N word every other. I'm like, oh wow. Like it's messing up your brain. So I feed on things that are empowering. If I want to really get into something, let me get in my Mandarin learning or my Darija learning. I'm learning two different languages, and right, so I'll get into that. But I don't have time for that. So watch what you're feeding on, y'all. So to Brother Daryl's point, that fear is something that you learn. You're fed that from babies. You're fed fear as a baby. And then now you just keep doing what you learned when you were little to keep feeding on fear. But don't you want to know what's going on, Courage Coach? No, I don't need to know what's going on, because if it's something that's affecting me, it's affecting me. I don't got to watch it on TV to find out if it's happening. You think the people in the fire area had to watch TV to find out it was a fire? No, it was the backyard was on fire. They didn't have to turn on the news to find that out. Your neighbors screaming, "Hey, get out!" That lets you know what's going on. Yeah, you was in the middle of it. You don't have to turn on TV. All the earthquakes I've been in California, brother Daryl, I ain't never had to turn the TV on to find out it was an earthquake.
That's right.
The
That's right.
ground started shaking, and you knew it was going on.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
Back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, brothers and sisters. See, this is kind of talk that we need, right?
Mhm.
In those mainstream, you got to understand when you hit the mainstream, like the gurus, they have to make it, palatable for everybody. They
Mhm.
can't make the message so, you know, specific, because then they can't reach the masses and that affect up their revenue. See, our message is specific. Black people, oh, that mean, what about if I'm Chinese? What about, okay, well, I leave that up to you what you want to do with that, right? So that's what you have to understand. That's why this is what's needed. Even if we said the same exact thing, we'll say it in a different way, with a different life experience, with a different spirit, attached to it. The spirit that's impregnated in the word that you hear goes in your ears and then goes into your spirit. It vibrates with your internal vibration of your being. See, this is the kind of stuff we can get into. Bro, Courage Coach wrote a book. I forgot, Perception. What was it called? He wrote that book 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, the practice of perfection. Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying? So he can write another book. I mean, he's grown since then. Well, brothers and sisters, that's all we want to give you for tonight. We come on here the second and fourth Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hit the subscribe button wherever you're watching this. Leave me a comment so I can give you a free gift, your name and where you're from, where you're watching from, live on the replay, right? So I can give you a free gift. Go to themoneygamebook.com because we're going to do this, I don't know how much longer, because we're looking. See, Donald Trump's in office, so now you got to look at the wins, and you got to look at, like the coach said, right? There's a time, the minister teaches there's a time and place for everything. So it might come a time real soon. We just got to, coach, let's just get whoever responded. Let's see what they're about. Let's run with them. We don't have time to try to get new people in the pipeline, new people. That's why you have to respond to opportunities. And we're going to talk about all of this. It matters not if you have money. Do all you can do when the right opportunity comes, and let God do the rest. What got us as far as our spirit and our faith in God now with all this doggone education, we don't know what to do. We afraid of Donald Trump. Black people, Black Americans, non-immigrants, Black Americans, we ain't never starved in America, ever. Now we wonder about, so you should be concerned now, don't get me wrong, but not because of this old fear stuff. Be afraid of starving because God is gonna chastise America, and it won't be able to produce any food. But that ain't got nothing to do with Donald Trump talking about. See, so that fear thing, there's no only value in fear is fear in God. That's the only value that fear has. Right, brothers and sisters? So definitely go to themoneygamebook.com. We only gonna blow this horn for so long, right? When we feel that now is the time, and we got time for the bus to take off. It's time for the train to take off. It has to leave the dock for the people that's on it, but the people on the bus ready to go. But we're gonna wait for some more. We're gonna wait for some more people. We're gonna wait for some more people. Hell, eventually they gonna get off because they see another train coming by, and they done stop, pick up people, and they gone. See? So, brothers and sisters, thank you for being here. Courage Coach, as always.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, right? Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. And leave a comment. God willing, the second and fourth Sunday, 6 p.m. Central. You hit the subscribe, you'll be notified, right? You got to want to be here. You got to want to do this. Start with yourself, right? And we're going to tell you, keep it a secret. We talk too much. You just show up. You join us on that registration at moneygamebook.com. We'll tell you when to tell somebody. We'll invite you to a secret organization. Now you go leave and run your mouth and start telling people. They'll kick you out the group. The members of the Skull and Bones ain't never going to admit to you that they're a member. What group you talking about? I don't know what group you talking about. Skull and Bones. We got a picture of you right there. That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. So that's part of the keys. That's part of what it takes to win and dominate. Shh. Be quiet. So as we say at the end of every broadcast, brothers and sisters, where we going to see you? We're going to see you at the top. Not from the top. Why? Because you, your family, and most important, our Black community deserves your very best, brother. So thanks for being here. Leave comments. God willing, we'll see you next time.